The only other thing that really comes to mind that is more of just like an add-on to the conversation is that when we give feedback to each other, it is super helpful to think about giving behavior specific feedback. It helps us really understand what it is we're experiencing and what it is that's causing this experience, but it also helps us communicate to the other person what it is that's being done
Mm-hmm.
to change course if that's necessary. But oftentimes when the feedback comes, it comes with vagueness. It comes with maybe not a fully processed internal understanding of the feedback. It just didn't make us feel good. So I want to share it didn't make me feel good. So change it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I sat and had to come up with behavior specific reasons attached to the feedback, it's going to make me pause and slow down and get very clear. And it's
Mm-hmm.
going to make me be clear. So when you were talking about, I don't remember what the word you said, but I was thinking about clarity, and we don't do that enough, the behavior specific. So when I say behavior specific, I mean, what is the action that's taking place? What is the behavior that you see someone engaging in that's attached to the feedback? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm in a meeting and you interrupt me while I'm speaking, or when we are talking, you talk down to me and you talk down to me when you say these particular words, these are what these words mean to me, then it's very clear what we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to something that people can't like really hold on to. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of gets lost, but I think that we should lift up doing that more. We should be
Yeah.
super clear, like, you're doing these things and
Yeah.
this is how it's being experienced. That'd be so helpful.
I absolutely agree. And I think that you're right. In DEI work, we live in the terms and the ambiguity. And I think it's like being as specific as possible and it transcending, bringing people with different experiences and different understandings together and then creating a shared understanding. You're right, takes very concrete, tangible, understandable examples, which I kind of talked about in the beginning. Being able to get somebody to understand what you were trying to say, oftentimes it takes those specific examples of what
Yeah.
I experienced, the behavior, how it made me feel, to get it to click and be like, oh, that's what you mean when you tell me that like microaggressions occur in the workplace.
Mhm.
Sometimes those things can be hard to grasp for people who don't experience them the same way
Mhm.
that you do. And I think that's across the board with anything. We walk around with the notion that people will just understand things when we say them. And
Mhm.
I work with couples a lot. And that is like a big part of navigating
Yeah.
conflict in couples is getting them on the same page about something that they may have very well experienced together, but like it hit them completely differently. And
Yeah.
just getting them to sit down and be like, okay, when you said this, it
Mhm.
hit me this way. And the partner taking the time and the space and wanting to show that they are engaged and be like, okay, why did it hit you that way?
Yeah.
To open up space for the other partner to be like, this is what this word means to me, or this is what this behavior represents to me. And it's
Yeah.
that information that's often unsaid is very impactful and can change the whole scenario.
Yes. 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 The last thing I'll say, and I always have this, it's this and that. I
Yes.
also feel like there's a responsibility to say some things that we experience can't always be put into a neat box. And that's
Mm-mm.
okay too. Because I'm thinking about many situations where I was giving feedback and I'm like, it's so hard to describe to a person who might not understand. If there was someone who had similar lived experiences as me, they would get it. So some stuff you can't quite do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I don't think that we're talking about being behavior specific as some sort of like blanket, everybody do it. If you don't, then that doesn't mean that whatever you're experiencing is valid, because that's not true at all. Some stuff is very nuanced and hard to describe, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But I think that this is just a call to hold people accountable that can. If you are able to be behavior specific because we avoid doing that,
Hmm.
then do that. Don't
Yeah.
default to being vague because you want to avoid your own internal exploration or avoid being clear with whoever you need to be clear with.
Yeah.
So there's that to think about and balance in all of it too.